Welcome to the Inner Arena. I'm Coach Mo, your swag coach. And around here, we don't sugarcoat burnout, doubt, or that punk ass inner critic who's trying to hold you back. This is where high achievers come to reset, rebuild, and reclaim their swag, self awareness, why power, aligned action, and grit. So let's lace it up. It's time to train your leadership like it's game day, because it is.
What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm Coach Mo, your swag coach, checking in the inner arena. Self awareness, why power, aligned action, and grit. That's swag. And we're here in the inner arena, which is your locker room for high achievers, leaders, and high achievers just like you. This is what the locker room does. It allows you to take off the armor, reset, and work on reps on your mindset so that you can lead under pressure. And so that brings me to this topic, the topic of burnout being masked as productivity. So think about it. As high achievers, we are trained to work, 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 go, 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 right? And it's masked that when we slow down, that inner critic, that punk ass inner critic, comes in and says, you can't slow down right now. You have to keep going forward, because if you slow down, what would people think? And as a high achiever, you're carrying the weight for most people around you. You are the productivity, so you cannot afford to slow down. So that's a myth, though. That's a myth. And it's a myth because burnout is being masked by productivity in that moment. So when you incorporate swag, self-awareness, why power, aligned action, and grit, that's the first step to limiting how you perceive yourself as being productive when burnout is really happening. So here's what you need to do, and I'm going to share just this one tip in this video. You need to reset. You need to reset, and that's what the locker room is about: is training how to reset your mindset so that you can get back on the playing field and continue to be the high achiever that you are. So think about like athletes, high level athletes. The first athlete to come to mind is Steph Curry. That's my guy, right? And when he's in the pressure points at the free throw line, game on the line, guess what he does? He does a reset. He pauses, he breathes, he visualizes that shot going in um, at the free throw line, as an example, or high pressure moments. He naturally understands how to pause, breathe, visualize, and then take the shot. And that's one of the things that we work on in the inner arena, right? So when the situation comes up and how we feel we got to go, 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 right? And we're thinking that we're becoming very productive, but in that moment is really burnout that's showing up. One thing, simple thing that you can do to overcome that is pause, breathe, reflect, or visualize, and then act. That reset in the moment seals the cracks of your energy that's leaking, which ultimately causes burnout. And we don't see that, we don't feel it, because we're in that mode, because we're high achievers. We're not taught to take a break. We're not taught to pause for a minute and breathe and reflect and then move forward. But here's the reality of that. It only takes like 3 or 4 minutes to just do that. And I like to incorporate the box breathing technique. You pause, You inhale for a second, you pause, inhale, right? Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and do that sequence 3 or 4 times. And that's a reset. That's a reset. That's like being on in the locker. Excuse me. That's like being at the free throw line, pressure moments, and then you reset. You box breathe. That's the power of what we're doing in that, and we teach that. I teach that in the locker room, right? And here's the thing: you may be thinking, "Oh man, that's kind of weak. I don't got time for that. I just need to get results." You're absolutely right. You do need to get results, but you're masking it. You're masking getting results through productivity, but you're masking the burnout. The burnout is masking the productivity. Excuse me. It's masking the productivity, right? And you over time you start cracking. You start feeling like here's the trigger. Here's the trigger that I'm going to teach you. In the moment when you feel that I need to press through this, I gotta keep pressing forward. That's the moment, the self-awareness aspect of it, of swag. That's the moment when you say to yourself, now is the time to pause. When you feel that you have to press in that moment of pressing, that's the moment to pause. And just pause for a couple of minutes, right? That's the trigger. When you feel that I need to press through right now, that's the reminder, the S in swag, self awareness, that becomes the reminder to pause. And in that moment of the pause, think to yourself, what's my purpose right now? That's why power. What's my purpose right this moment while I'm pausing? What needs to be accomplished in this moment, in this minute? Where am I going? Right? That's the W, the why power. Then what action do I need to take? What action will get me to the outcome that I'm trying to achieve in this moment? That's the A of swag. Aligned action. One step, just one step in that moment. And I'm going to remind you this. It probably would take you, this process of as we're moving through this, will probably take you less than 2 minutes, right? So you have this aligned action aspect of what's one thing that I can do. And then lastly, grit. Because here's where grit comes in. Your mind, that punk ass inner critic, is going to try to persuade you not to do this, and you just need to push forward. You need to push forward. You don't have time to pause. This stuff of what Mo is talking about right now, this is what your inner critic is probably saying to you. Uh, we don't have time to pause right now, and we just need to keep moving forward. We need to keep pressing forward, and that's the inner critic. And the grit part of it is we're going to put that on the back burner. And we are going to focus on self-awareness so that we take this break for a couple of minutes and reset. And then when you reset, you naturally feel better. You come back and then you continue to power through. That's it. That's it. We're working to get a reset in so that we don't continue to crack internally and leak the energy that we're leaking because of the burnout. And the burnout is masking the productivity. That's what it's doing. Or productivity is masking burnout. Let me reframe that. Productivity is masking burnout. And the reset, like, really, really brings you back. And in the inner arena, that's what I train on. We do reps practicing different scenarios, situations, and I have so many different tools that we utilize to kind of help you reset and exercise your mind as a leader to lead under pressure, or not even be a leader, a high achiever leading under pressure. So I have this lead like you mean it intensive day that you can check into. Right below, there's a link. It's more information, and we do this in the inner arena. This is real. This is training your mind to lead under pressure as a high achiever. And the first step is getting your swag, self-awareness, why power, aligned action, and grit. Let's build that swag back, right? We get that. From there, we create momentum to reset, just reset. And we teach you and we train on how to identify those triggers and how to tame that punk ass inner critic. So if you want more, if you want to lock in, you want to continue to follow your guide, I'm the swag coach in the inner arena. Check the button below, right, to tap into the lead like you mean it site and information, and you can work with me directly. Stay tuned. I look forward to working with you, and just continue to follow me. I got good stuff for you.
You just got to rep in the inner arena. Don't let that stop here. Leaders build muscle with consistent reps. So hit the subscribe or drop a comment and share it with someone that's grinding but running on fumes. And if you're ready to go from survival mode to beast mode, grab my free swag cheat sheet. It's got you, and it's in the link below. Remember, the best way is to get out of your own way. See you in the next round.